Hello friends, welcome to Insights Icon Initiative. In today's current affairs video, we are going to discuss about following three topics. By the way, before discussing about these three topics, first let me say one thing. From today onwards, I try to include the PDF notes in the description. Okay, I will include the Google Drive description of PDF file. Previously we included, but some errors are coming up. We try to fix it. Now I will try to include the Google Drive link regarding the particular video, every video. Okay, so every video's notes will be included in the description. So once you click on the description, that PDF link, that particular video file, that means PDF file, will be available in the Google Drive. So you can download that notes and you can read. So from today onwards, this particular PDF also will be available in the Google Drive. I will include that PDF file link in the description. Don't forget to check. By the way, first let us see what is the theme of today's video. In today's video, the theme is economic parameters. As usually, when you are preparing for prelims exam, especially, you have to look at these following economic parameters, such as CPI, WPI, PMI, Purchasing Managers Index. Today we are going to discuss about PMI, because PMI is showing the reduction in the industrial expansion. So, and GDP. When you are looking at these parameters, first you should have a clarity about this particular concept, like what is CPI stands for, what is GDP stands for. Then you have to check what are the reasons for increase or decrease, and what are the consequences of that increase or decrease. Then trend, whether it is constantly increasing or constantly decreasing. Then you have to check who are releasing that particular report. Okay, for example, GDP figures. Okay, in India, see, GDP figures are, like in India, GDP figures are released by which agency? Okay, so comment. In India, GDP figures are released by which agency? Comment your answer in comment section. Now let us see some model MCQs on this particular theme. A rapid increase in the rate of inflation is sometimes attributed to the base effect. What is the base effect? So here they are asking about the base effect. Means what? It is the impact of the price level of previous year on the calculation of inflation rate. You know that, students, base effect means obviously with which year you are comparing. Okay, if that particular year, that previous year recorded very less growth, then obviously if you observe any marginal increase also, it seems to be very substantial increase. This is known as base effect. For example, if you already got around 30 marks in maths, and from 30 marks if you got 60 marks, from increasing from 30 marks to 60 marks, you seems to double. But if you already got 60 marks previously, now you got the same 30 marks increase in 90. In spite of that, you increased 90 marks from 60, still you won't find that kind of 100% increase. So it's all about the base effect. They are asking this question based on the base effect. One more question. Economic growth is usually coupled with what? Obviously inflation, because the price rises. It happens every year. So these are some of the MCQs related to theme of the day. Now let us see following three topics. Rafah border crossing. First we have to understand this particular news is related to Israel-Palestina. In Palestine, Gaza border area is there. This Rafah border is the border area between the Gaza and Egypt. Now Egypt is also allowed few people exit from Gaza into the Egypt. Previously, that particular border was closed. We will see why that border was closed previously, and what are the various borders of the Gaza. Gaza is having two different borders towards the Sinai Peninsula, that is towards Egypt, and one particular border towards the Palestine. These two borders are Rafah crossing as well as Kerem Shalom. This Kerem Shalom is mainly for goods, and this Rafah crossing previously, and now civilians are allowing from Gaza area to Egypt. And one more is Erez crossing. It is the crossing which allows people from Gaza towards Israel. These are the various crossings. You know that Gaza is one territorial part of the Palestine. The other part is West Bank. Gaza is having the borders with the Mediterranean Sea, whereas the West Bank is towards the West Bank River. Jordan River's West Bank. Jordan River's West Bank is West Bank. This is the Gaza area. Now let us see Rafah border. Okay, Rafah border crossing which is a crossing between Gaza Strip and Egypt. It is opened for the first time since the Israel-Hamas war broke out. Since this war, for the first time, this border was open. It is mainly for humanitarian basis. You must already know that recently in UN General Assembly, there was a voting happened regarding the humanitarian ceasefire between the Hamas and Israel, as well as restoring the humanitarian aid to Gaza. Of course, on that particular voting, from that particular voting, India abstained from it. What is the Rafah border crossing? It is the main entrance and exit point to the Palestinian enclave towards Egypt. It is controlled by obviously Egypt, and is the southernmost exit from the Gaza towards the Egypt Sinai Peninsula. Okay, other two borders like I mentioned earlier, Kerem Shalom, it is mainly towards commercial goods, and Eris, it is in the northern Gaza, which is for the people towards Israel. Both of these crossings were shut down. Okay, which one? Eris and Kerem Shalom. Now this Rafah border was opened. After weeks of diplomatic negotiations, who mediated this diplomatic negotiation? Qatar. Qatar mediated the diplomatic negotiation between the Israel, Palestine and Hamas. After those negotiations, Egypt agreed to open this particular border. Under this agreement, Egypt will allow the entry of around 88 critically endangered Palestinians and around 500 foreign nationals. Actually, these foreign nationals, they were stuck in Gaza. Now, by showing their passport, these foreign nationals, they can come out of this Gaza towards to the Egypt. From Egypt, they will go to their respective country. Why is this access across Rafah restricted by Egypt? Previously, actually, Egypt was mainly worried about this Hamas infiltration from Gaza towards Egypt. Because of that, to stop the infiltration, they closed these border areas. Even this border was previously, it was been blasted by the Hamas. In response to that, Egypt constructed it strengthened the border by constructing concrete walls. Okay, this Egypt was worried about safety near its border with Gaza. Okay, in this region, the country faced Islamic insurgency, like I said earlier. Hamas took control of Gaza in 2007. From there onwards, Egypt imposed blockage from Gaza towards Sinai Peninsula to stop the Islamic insurgency. In 2008, this Palestinian crossed Sinai Peninsula after Hamas blasted the border fortification. Later, again, Egypt strengthened the border between the Gaza and Egypt. Okay, so this is the first topic in today's video, that is the this Rafah border opening between the Gaza and Egypt. The second one is regarding the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. UNESCO's Creative Cities Network. From India recently, Kozhikode and Gwalior, they were included in the UNESCO's Creative List Network. Okay, first we will understand what is this creative city. These are the cities which are encouraging certain creative arts and culture. For example, Kozhikode as well as the Gwalior. Gwalior for music and Kozhikode for literature and culture. In that particular point of view, these cities are very important because the importance given by these cities in this particular area, they were being recognized by UNESCO and they included under UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Okay, and we will discuss about UNESCO and some other categories in this UNESCO's Creative Cities Network and what are the other cities included under this. So first we will our focus will be on the Creative Cities Network category. Later we will see some other categories. Kozhikode in Kerala. Previous name of the ancient name of the Kozhikode is Calicut. Kozhikode designated as UNESCO City of Literature and Gwalior City of Music. Okay, City of Music, and they both included under a broad category of UNESCO List of Creative Network. This UNESCO List of Creative Network, it was established in 2004. This initiative mainly committed towards improving international cooperation as well as appreciating the city's commitments towards creativity, and this includes 7 creative fields. Under these 7 creative fields, if any particular city is performing very well, then that particular city will be included under Creative Cities Network. Literature as well as music, these two are 2 certain fields. Apart from this, there are some other fields as well. It may be in the 7 creative fields: crafts and folk arts, design, film, gastronomy. Under the gastronomy section, Hyderabad included. Okay, I mean gastronomy is related to gastrointestinal surgeries. Hyderabad is very popular. Okay, especially Asian Institute of Gastronomy. Literature, media, arts and music. Out of the 7 categories, now Gwalior included under the category of music. Okay, and Kozhikode included under the category of literature. Literature students. Kozhikode, Kerala. Old name of Kozhikode is Calicut, and this boasts a very rich cultural heritage since very centuries. It contributed a significant to the Kerala's literature. Kozhikode, its importance to the literary community, and it hosted various vibrant literary festivals as well. Because of all these contributions, it included under the literature category. Next, Gwalior MP. This is very renowned city for Hindustani classical music. Hindustani classical music. Okay, Hindustani is a mixture of kind of Urdu as well as the Hindi, Dakkani style. Okay, other Indian cities which are added to this network previously: Srinagar and Jaipur under the category of crafts and folk arts, Mumbai film category, Chennai and Varanasi music category, and Hyderabad gastronomy category, like I said just now. And UNESCO. The organization behind this network is UNESCO. UNESCO was established in 1945. UNESCO stands for United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization. It is a specialized agency of UNO, and it identifies special contribution in the area of education, science and culture. Initiatives undertook by UNESCO are World Heritage Sites Program, Cities Program, and Education for Sustainable Development Program, and Global Geoparks Program. Under the World Heritage Sites Program, you know that recently 2 sites been recognized by UNESCO as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay, tell me students, what are those 2 sites? Put your answer in the comment section. Recently 2 sites from India, they've been given the category of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Third one, Purchasing Managers Index. You know students, Purchasing Managers Index, it measures the purchasing frequency or the purchasing phenomena in the industries. You know, in the industries, they have to purchase the raw material. That raw material purchasing behavior, that will be indicated by Purchasing Managers Index. It is not about the total output. The total output will be given by the industrial index or industrial output. Okay, we are not talking about the index of industrial production. We are talking about the Purchasing Managers Index. That means how industries are purchasing raw materials. Okay, how much money they are spending. If they are not purchasing raw materials much, then Purchasing Managers Index will go down. That means industrial activity is reducing. That means it is also indicating that economic activity is also going down. As we purchase raw materials first, after then we will get to know about the output. That is the reason Purchasing Managers Index is an early indication of economic activity. If the Purchasing Managers Index is reducing, means in the next following weeks, whichever the indicators come like GDP or industrial index of production, those indicators are also going to be negative in terms of the industrial production. Let's see who releases this Purchasing Managers Index. S&P Global, they released the Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index. It is reduced to the 8-month old to 50.5 in October from 57.5 in September. Purchasing Managers Index, it is an economic indicator which derived after monthly survey from different economic components. It measures the purchasing or input of the various industries, not the output. If you are measuring the output, that means index of industrial production. There are 2 types of Purchasing Managers Index. One is in the manufacturing, the other one is the service. This index shows the trend in both manufacturing as well as the service. It does not capture the informal sector, very, very important. It confines only to the formal sector. Previously, this index used to be published by, previous organization. We'll see, we'll check previously. Previously, different organization used to be published. Later, this was merged into S&P. Now, yes, previously it was published by IHS Markit. It used to publish. Later, this was acquired by the S&P. Now, the S&P Standard & Poor is publishing. PMI number greater than 50 indicates expansion, less than 50 indicating the contraction. That means industrial activity is getting contraction. Based on this, we can judge we can judge the upcoming parameters, how they are going to perform. Significance of the performance manager index, like I said earlier, it gives hints about industrial output, manufacturing as well as the GDP growth rate. And it also gives information based on this. Central banks will take decisions regarding the interest rates. If it is going down, means obviously central bank will announce reduction in the interest rate so that capital investment will be increased, so that industrial output will be increased. So this is an indication of even corporate earnings as well. The reduction of PMI is indicating that corporate earnings also decreasing, so that they are not putting much money in raw materials. So these are the three topics. Now let us see yesterday's video question. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to hydrogen energy mission? Statement 1. It aims to produce hydrogen in large scale through reforming methane. It is not related to methane. It is related to water and electrolysis. Second statement. It aims to decarbonize heavy industries like steel and cement. Of course, those industries can use hydrogen so that we can reduce the carbon footprint of these industries. So the second statement is right, the first statement is wrong. So answer must be B, 2 only. Today's question. Consider the following statements. Inflation benefits the debtor. Okay, read the statement carefully and answer it. Inflation benefits the bondholders. Which one is right? Question. Explain the meaning of investment in an economy in terms of capital formation. So in terms of capital formation, explain what is investment stands for. Discuss the factors to be considered while designating a concession agreement between a public entity and a private entity. Okay, so which factors will be considered while designing a concession agreement between a public entity and a private entity? So what parameters will be considered? Now as we reach into the end of this video, we will revise once what topic we discussed. In this particular topic in video, we discussed about Rafah border crossing and UNESCO Creative Cities Network and Purchasing Managers Index. These are the three topics we discussed in today's video, and this is the detailed analysis regarding the current issues. Thank you.